9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go USSF-366.
M1D chamber pressure is nominal.
At T plus 30 seconds and counting, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The vehicle is now throttling down its engines to prepare for max Q, which is the point of maximum aerodynamic
Power
pressure.
and telemetry, nominal.
And good call out there for nominal telemetry. The engines are now throttling down to prepare for max Q, the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure during ascent. Now max Q occurs when the
vehicle is supersonic.
There's a call out that the vehicle is now supersonic, traveling faster than the speed of sound. Now, max Q occurs when the combination of speed and air pressure puts the greatest stress on the vehicle, and we should hear that call out in just a few moments.
Max Q.
And right on cue. There's that call out for max Q. Now coming up next, we'll have a few events happening in quick succession, starting with MECO, followed by stage separation, and then SES-1. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is where all 9 Merlin 1D engines shut down to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation, which is where the first and second stages separate from one another. Now following this, the MVAC engine on the second stage will light, which is called out as second engine start 1, or SES-1. Now that burn, which will last for several minutes, will propel the second stage and the payload to orbit. And in addition to these major events, the fairing halves will separate about half a minute after SES-1. And as a reminder, we will not have any views of Falcon 9 second stage or the payload at the request of our customer today. Now we should be hearing the first of those callouts in just about 20 seconds from now, and as a reminder, that'll be for main engine cutoff or MECO.
MECO. Stage separation confirmed. MVAC startup.
And there we heard those callouts for MECO, followed by stage separation, and then second engine start 1, or SES-1. And coming up shortly, we should hear a callout for fairing separation, but as a reminder, we will not be showing it on screen. And as I mentioned earlier, both of the payload fairing halves supporting today's mission
Fairing
are...
separation confirmed.
And there's that call out for fairing separation. Both of those fairings are already flight proven, with one half flying for its 27th time today, and the other for its 29th. Now, if you're just joining us, you're watching live coverage of the USSF-366 mission. To recap so far, we had an on-time liftoff at 6:50 p.m. Pacific Time from Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, and had successful stage separation of our Falcon rocket. Up next will be the return of our Falcon 9 booster to Earth. Now, in order to make its way back to Earth today, the Falcon 9 first stage has 2 more burns to execute. First up will be the entry burn, which helps to slow the stage down as it re-enters the upper parts of the Earth's atmosphere. And then following that entry burn, shortly thereafter, the booster will initiate its landing burn, which will slow the vehicle down for a soft touchdown on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. And we're expecting that entry burn to begin at around the T plus 6 minute mark. Now, during the entry burn, Falcon 9 is decelerating by firing its Merlin engines in the direction that it's moving, and this causes the rocket to fly through the engine's exhaust gases, which deposits a layer of soot on the vehicle's surface. And this is what gives SpaceX's flight-proven vehicles their characteristic look. That soot comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses, and with each flight, the soot builds up a little more on the outside of the vehicle. Now, we're about a minute and a half away from the start of that entry burn of the Falcon 9 first stage, and you can follow along with the telemetry shown at the bottom of your screen, with the vehicle's altitude and speed shown at the bottom left-hand corner, and the engine light-up status shown on the right. Now, the Falcon 9 booster is also equipped with 4 hypersonic grid fins, and you can see 2 of them there on your screen, along with some beautiful views of the clouds above the ocean beneath. And those 2 grid fins, which are positioned near the top of the first stage, are used to steer the vehicle as it returns to Earth. Those grid fins are the primary aerodynamic control surfaces for the first stage during atmospheric reentry and descent, and are a critical part of Falcon 9's reusability system. From time to time, you may also spot white puffs coming from Falcon 9, and those are the cold nitrogen gas bursts which help with attitude control. Now, reusability is key to lowering the cost of spaceflight, which enables more investments in critical space infrastructure. The Falcon 9 first stage that is supporting today's mission will be performing its entry burn shortly for its 18th time. And we should be hearing that call out for the start of the entry burn in just about 5 seconds from now.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there's that call out for entry burn startup on the Falcon 9 first stage. This burn will last about 24 seconds and again is slowing down the vehicle in preparation for its final burn and landing on our drone ship.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And there's that call out for entry burn shutdown, signifying the completion of that entry burn. And coming up next will be the first stage landing burn. Now, as a reminder, this is the final burn by the booster and is used to reduce the remaining speed of the vehicle for a precise landing. For today, our booster is targeting a soft touchdown on our drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, which is currently stationed in the Pacific Ocean. And we're just under a minute away from the start of that landing burn. Now, as I discussed earlier, the booster forms the lower 2/3 of the overall Falcon rocket stack, and as its name suggests, Falcon 9, it is equipped with 9 Merlin 1D engines. And the Merlins on the first stage are optimized for sea level, and these achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust each during ascent and descent. At liftoff, Falcon's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power.
Stage 1 transonic.
And there's that call out that stage 1 is now transonic. And we should be hearing the call out for the landing burn in just about 20 seconds from now.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And there's that call out for a landing burn startup on our booster.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
And another successful landing for Falcon 9.